Okay, so we have finished the layout for our poster, and now it's time to export this as a file that can be printed. So let's first take a look at the assignment. So you'll see here under specifications that the size of the poster is 9 by 12. There's a bleed of 0.125, at least a quarter-inch margin on the inside. All of the images have to be at least 200 ppi, effective ppi, which means whatever size you've sized it is going to affect that. There should be no disproportionate scaling of type or objects, so we don't want things squished or extended, and no spelling errors. You're going to hand in this file as a PDF with crop and bleed. That's how you would hand it to a printer. These are the instructions, so that should be pretty easy. There is a way that we can set this up in InDesign so you won't have any of these mistakes on your file. So let's take a screenshot of all of these instructions and let's put them next to our file. To get all the points on this, you need all of these instructions followed. So let me show you the easiest way to make sure that your file is correct. You'll see down here that there is a PreFlight profile called Basic Working. And with that PreFlight profile, there are no mistakes on this file. So basically what that PreFlight does is it's running all the time. You don't have to ask for a PreFlight profile. It's always running, and it's keeping track of all the marks you need to hit with your print file. So you can set up one that is specifically for what you're looking for. So let's do that. We're going to go down here and we're going to pull up Define Profiles, and we're going to make a new profile. So you just hit plus and we'll call this Poster Print. And then we're just going to go through this list and mark things that we want this profile to look for before we export a file. So for our links, if you've linked a image in your layout, then that needs to be connected, so we'll put links missing. Under color, there's nothing we're going to do because when you export this, it will turn it into a CMYK. We definitely want to look for low res images, so let's put all of this, whether it's color or grayscale, it has to be at least 200 ppi, and that's in the instructions for the file on the assignment. And 1 bit, we won't have that. Here's another biggie: non-proportional scaling of objects. We definitely don't want any of your visuals to be non-proportionally scaled. Minimum stroke weight, I wouldn't worry about that. Interactive bleed and trim. Yes, we definitely need bleed and trim on this. So let's open it up. So this is the live area, so that means the inset from the trim. That's actually your margins, your margin of space around the content of the poster. And you can see in our instructions it says margin 0.25 minimal. So let's leave this at 0.25. If you don't have that, put it there. We don't want to overset text. That's when you have a type box that has text in it, but it doesn't fit in the type box, and so part of the type is missing. You won't likely have a missing font, but you can check that. Page size or orientation. The size should be 9 by 12. And then your bleed and slug setup. We want your bleed to be 0.125, which is the minimal for printing. So we definitely want the minimal set in there. You can always put more. And then you just say, okay. Now with that set up, I'm going to go here to Basic Working and change it to Poster Print, this one that I've set up. And it found 2 errors with those parameters. So let's go to the PreFlight panel, and you'll not only see the errors listed here, but it'll tell you how to fix them. So this group on page 1, which is film strip, that's what it's saying is getting too close to the bleed, to the live area. So we're not worried about that. That goes off the page. So sometimes what you're going to see, and you'll see it'll say the info, an object's edge is too close to the trim. If we go to preview, you'll see that those objects go off the side, and so that's fine. Sometimes what it'll alert you to is actually incorrect. Like it sees something too close to the edge, but it's seeing something that's going to bleed off or something like that. So once you don't have any errors or you fixed your errors, then you're just going to export your file. So export as a PDF, and you're going to follow the naming convention that I listed here. So it would be first initial, last name, and then the underline, and then poster. And I'm going to go to marks and bleeds. I want crop marks, and I want to use the document bleed settings, which you can see are 0.125. And we want to use the high quality print as the PDF preset. Okay, and that's it. Now you export, and that PDF is what you hand in. Now you also are going to hand in a JPEG of this poster. And the point of that is to put it on the discussion so everybody can see everyone else's work. So you're not really getting graded on that one. That's just to share your work among your peers. The one I'm grading you on is the PDF they're handing in. But you can export this one for the discussion as a JPEG, and then you don't have to worry about trim and bleed and all that. And you can put it at 96 resolution, RGB, and export it. And that's the one that you're going to want to put in the discussion. Okay? So can't wait to see what you guys put together.